Hi everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Chasers, taking a look at what we can expect starting tonight on into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday with this cold air aloft kind of moving to the region. You can see the evidence of that as it moves off of Alaska there and moves across a relatively warm Pacific Ocean and picks up this heat, and you can see these cold air cumulus get larger as they get towards Washington. Some of that cold air modifies at the lower levels. The air aloft stays relatively cold, but it's going to be marginal for a snowfall in western Washington, Oregon, and British Columbia. There's a band kind of moving on here right now that actually had a lightning strike just south of Aberdeen. And you can see the parent low up here spinning in the Gulf of Alaska. It looks beautiful there on the satellite. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's going on now with precipitation. It did have this earlier. Yeah, there's that lightning strike south of Aberdeen there. You can see this kind of punching up through Olympia now. And it's almost into the Puget Sound. It looks like under one of these heavier showers, you might get some snow mixed in or maybe some ice pellets, small hail. So be on the lookout for that. It's probably going to be very isolated, but always a chance. I might see some brief accumulation in some of these heavier showers. Again, it would be short-lived, probably not on roads, and probably only on grassy surfaces, maybe the cars or roofs and whatnot. So cold air aloft, but the surface is still fairly warm and we're getting that onshore flow. At the surface, the winds might turn easterly. It looks like on into Monday, so there might be some benefit to some evaporative cooling somewhere in the lowland if it interacts with that. As the precipitation comes down through the column of air, it might stay frozen a little bit longer and we could get some slushy accumulation Monday or Tuesday, but we'll keep watching that. It's hard to tell exactly just how much we might get, but right now there does not look like a widespread snowfall event through Tuesday at least. So let's go ahead and look at the HRRR and what it's showing right now. So it's depicting that band of precipitation moving on the coast pretty well. That lightning strike by Aberdeen, and this is moving in towards Olympia now. So that's about 11 o'clock. That's about where we are right now. And you can see that's starting into the Puget Sound. And by midnight, this is all the way up and down the Puget Sound, I-5 corridor, all the way passing through Portland. So any area really could see an isolated lightning strike and maybe some wet snowflakes mixed in. So if you're out and about, keep your eyes open for that. This is the UW model, the 1.33 kilometer resolution. Takes into terrain effects really well. You can see it does show some spotty accumulation, but again, if this accumulation did occur, it would be brief. And it's not like this event is going to be piling up snow in the lowlands by any means. So I also wanted to take a look into the extended here because I saw something this morning in the European model and I wanted to show you guys. So this is what's going on now. You can see the 500 millibar winds moving off Alaska, out over the Pacific Ocean and back into Oregon. You can see this is the long trajectory for cold air to take. It modifies as it moves over the Pacific Ocean, and it's just not quite cold enough at the surface to give us a significant snowfall event. So that's where we are right now. And then we kind of move this in, and you can see these, like on, this is Tuesday morning, the small area low pressure. We'll have to watch that. Maybe that low gets overhead and taps into some of that colder air aloft, and maybe you have some slushy accumulations down low. And then you can see another low that moves down Wednesday night. Looks like it might just affect Oregon mostly. Might be a deformation band on the north side. We'll have to see how that develops too. We'll be watching that one closely. And then as we get into the future, here's the 18th, and you can see still the northwesterly flow, these weak systems kind of moving down, playing cat and mouse with a few snowflakes at the lower levels. Plenty of snow in the mountains in a pattern like this. I mean, this is really good for building a snowpack for skiers. But now now we're looking at this starting to look good here. As we're getting into the 21st and 22nd there, you can see how this is taking a shorter trajectory off of the continent and back into western Washington. And by the 23rd, this is just a beautiful setup for snow in western Washington, even down as far as Portland, British Columbia, and especially in the mountains. This is a classic lowland snow pattern for 500 millibar winds. So I just had to share that. This is Christmas Eve too. That looks beautiful, and on into Christmas Day we go there, and a very nice looking setup. It's fantasy land, but you know the GFS has been hinting at this in the long term too. So it's, it's something to watch. It's been hinting at this for some time, and this setup is just really beautiful. I wish I could just kind of freeze frame this for snow lovers, but we can't do that. So we're just gonna have to play along and watch. But that's kind of half the fun sometimes, is watching these systems roll in and remembering past events and comparing upper level wind systems like this to past events. And this looks like some classic snowmakers that we've had in the past. So if we look at the upper air temperature, you can really see, this is, sorry, what am I looking at? Oh, sorry, I clicked on the 18Z, so that doesn't go out far enough. Let's go back to the 12Z run here, and let's look out and look at how this Arctic air just kind of entrenches over British Columbia there. That's the 24th of December, really cold up there. So if you get that nice wind trajectory off the continent there, you can really bring some cold air in aloft. It doesn't take much to bring that snow level right down to the surface, especially when you get some outflow winds and some offshore winds down at the surface that keeps that dry air in place. And when precipitation does come, and you get that wet bulb effect of precipitation falling through dry air, and evaporative cooling just keeps it all the way snowed down to the surface. So got that to look forward to. And I wanted to show also, let's take a look at the upper air heights, the strong signal for troughing into the future. I mean, this is just great. This typical big time snow pattern for Western Washington, Western Oregon, and British Columbia. And here we go, putting this in motion. It's kind of being, computer's being a little slow there, but yeah, it's just a beautiful setup. And let's look at the 500 height anomaly and look at this big ridging over Alaska, which just allows the cold air to just penetrate further down into the lower 48 states, and just a really strong signal there. So something to look forward to for snow lovers there, and low snow levels, I should say too. So that's the thing of beauty. Let's hope it sticks around if you like snow, and if not, hope that goes away. But if you guys like these videos, make sure to click like and subscribe. I'd like to do live briefings and have you guys come on here and go ahead and just do some live Q&As. You can ask questions about where you live. I know the terrain all around Western Washington, Oregon, and Eastern Washington and Oregon really well, and I can explain what you can expect specifically. I can explain what kind of snow events might impact your regions better than others. So I'd love to just do that and kind of interact and just share any knowledge I might have that might help you guys get better at forecasting weather and knowing what to expect and being ready in Western Washington, Oregon, all throughout the Pacific Northwest. So that's kind of where I'm at now. I've got a career set in meteorology. I love my job, so I'm not doing this for the money or anything like that. I just kind of want to get this knowledge out there and just get people excited about the weather. So if you guys like this channel, please click like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on Twitter, and I'll keep updating. So talk to you guys later.